my god, this took a really long time to make, but it is finally here. Hello everyone and welcome back to Austin Talks, where today we are covering the Marvel's movie. I'm reviewing it and oh my god, it has taken a long time for me to do this. And I don't know why. It just has. It has nearly been about 2 months, and Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all are having a great day, and obviously we've got hopefully having a good year so far. We've got a 2023 review and a 2024 plan video coming out tomorrow, so let's stick around to that. And then next week we've purely got we're back to our regular content, which is also very exciting. So without further ado, I think we should just get right into it. Because I think I've definitely waited long enough. Firstly, in the very first moments of the movie, you are introduced to Dar-Ben the Accuser. Now, Dar-Ben the Accuser was actually shown in the very first scene, as I just said, and we see her finding the bangle. And while there are many of those, many others tell her that it is very dangerous. That it's a constant theme that keeps on coming. That is very dangerous. She still goes for it. She's really thirsty for power, and power is power struggle is a very big theme in this whole movie, and that is purely shown by the start with Dar-Ben. Now, this is just a first time glimpse of what kind of person she is, and this also actually what it kind of shows us about her later on, which is also quite fascinating as we get a general idea of what her character will be, and it led to an inevitable ending for her. And as I say, the movie's been out for nearly 2 months. She dies. I'm just saying it now. Yeah. So yeah. Now, in Miss Marvel's new hero life, in this scene, she is following. Should we get a little preview of what life with Kamala Khan has been? We're back with the animations, which is really cool because it's a really cool back to the first season of Miss Marvel, and it also shows her living status even as her hero. Being like Kamala, but also it's also during the scene we get more context as to what is happening and what happens with the teleportation. But the main point is to show how she has grown as a character. And I know it sounds weird. It was different from the post-credit scene, but it was just at that point, and I'm glad we actually get more context as to what she will be like. And at the end of this movie, we did get a bit of a preview of how she will carry this role, which is also very exciting. So yeah, I think her future is definitely not over. I think Miss Marvel has a great potential, and that's why she's setting up the new Young Avengers. Now, there are many Captain Marvel callbacks, and this movie does take place quite a few years away from when the first movie was released. However, the same principles remain. And just to be clear, the actual timeline for when this took place was actually right after Miss Marvel. So, whenever that ended, this is happening at the exact same time. Now, she explains that she is still trying to retrieve her memories from, which was which was a very important aspect, especially in the first movie. And she also, as I say, she is explained to try and retrieve her memories. But it's it is very important for character building, but it also shows her how bad the Kree is as well to an extent. But we also get callbacks to the pilot scene, Photon's mother, and how bad the Kree are in general. Now, if you don't know, Dar-Ben the Accuser was a Kree, and which shows us that she is also struggling mentally. As I say, this is a good perspective of what's the word I'm looking for? A good heroic perspective of character development, and that's why I think this is a movie that stuck better than the others. Than the last one, I mean. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. You can say anything about any other character in this. Nick is the funniest character. This movie was very funny, but for one reason and one reason only. It was because of Nick Fury. This was a funny movie. They had funny aspects, but all of them were from him. I'm not going to repeat his best liners, but if you wanna have a laugh, watch it because he is funny. Now, there are some good funny lines from Kamala. Kamala's quite good as she's but when it's between Carol and Nick, that's also quite funny. But this is a very minor aspect, but it has to be said. His lines and everything are it's everything you would expect from this character, especially at this point in time, and a bit more, because obviously this does take place before Secret Invasion, so I'm glad we're still getting this part of him. And now there are, as I said, there are some funny lines from between Kamala and Carol, but it still shows us how Nick is the funny one and the only funny one. I mean, he seems to do it without trying, but he's still so funny. Yeah, honestly, greatest character in the movie. And I know there was 3 other people it focused on. Yes, the Skrull Sanctuary Annihilation. This was wow. Yeah. Now I like how Dar-Benn speaks about the Annihilator, and then look at what she does in this scene. Now the Skrull Sanctuary was actually sucked up by the wormhole, and I have no idea why, because the wormhole thing really did not make sense. Now, but the scene was very action-packed and filled with emotion. The music also reflected in this scene, also showed the despair of the Skrulls and how they still have not really accepted, her, I guess you could say, and were had much more power, than she had. And the music changed when she was the key signifier. The music changed when she was the key signifier, as it was really evil and do 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 do. One of those yes, evil has come, you are now going to die. That's that kind of music, but with more emotion and heart, and that's why I think this scene was actually quite... I decided to speak about this scene, mainly because of how big of an impact, but it also shows how Kamala, Photon, and Carol were still not on each other's rhythms. They didn't know how to worked as a group yet, and Kamala was too stuck in how to save people, and Carol was you can't help everyone. Honestly, Photon was just basically trying to do what Kamala wasn't, I guess. I mean, Kamala was doing it. Carol was we can't save everyone. Kamala was trying to save people but wasn't. Photon didn't just speak. She wasn't speaking, she was doing. Yeah, so there's obviously, as I say, a different power dynamic within the group, that is for sure. Yeah, there's 2 things I would like to talk about here. Now, planet changes. In this movie, there are quite a few planet changes that are incredibly frequent, and they are quite weird. But one of them was also quite good, which I'll explain later. But I like how these also correspond with natural resources of inhabitation, which also correlates to the origin of the Annihilator and that. Now they change quite a lot, but I don't understand how the sun from Earth is more powerful than any other. It's the MCU, and I'm sure there's quite a few more. But I mean, obviously, yeah, you're trying to probably throw Earth a bone with every other planet there is. But seriously, Earth has the hottest sun, huh? Now, this isn't a big thing, and that's why I've put it in like this, but it is something that I had noticed, especially since it is very space-related. I mean, there's no line about that, but, I did think it would be something that would be quite funny and definitely curious to see. Now, again, Valkyrie appeared in this movie for some odd reason, and Carol, they seemed to have a very good friendship, but I don't know where this originated, which is what I'm here to do today. Now, this was very weird to see, but even from the movie, people can interpret this in their own way. Now, in this scene, it shows Valkyrie approaching the people of the Skrull Sanctuary, and which also promises them a new home and helping Carol through her hero issues, as she doesn't know what to do. But Valkyrie does help and makes her feel better. Now, I like how this was shown because it shows that it's a loving embrace between the two. But I would like to know how these people two actually know each other, because they did. I mean, I think they had a little maybe hey, hi, how are you? Let's go and fight Thanos in the Endgame. But I Like, literally, there's been nothing since then between the two, so I don't know what the heck is going on. But if anyone knows, please let me know. A little bit of context would be a bit great. Yes, the Tale of the Annihilator. Damn. Yeah, the Tale of the Annihilator is said it was said so many times during this movie. It was quite constant as well. I mean, it got to a point where I was like, can you please stop reminding us that she's the Annihilator? I mean, I do kind of get that if she thought the same thing. She's like, can you please stop calling me the Annihilator? I mean, I guess it can have a bit of a what would you call it? An impact on someone's ego, but hey, now we also get a flashback to how she is considered the Annihilator and what she did was for the greater good, somehow. But it takes a hero to see. Also, it does take a hero to see that what she did was out for the greater good. So I'm guessing that's why Darben never actually saw it. Now, is during this scene we also get a glimpse of Darben's past, and she was a Kree warrior, and she was very boring. She was actually a very boring character in this scene. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but that's what I saw. So that's just me. I mean, she wasn't a bad character. I do think she was quite a good character. However, yeah, I don't know. She's a very weird villain. A very weird villain. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. There were a lot of these. Now in this movie there were many of these, and there are so many fangirl moments from Miss Marvel, which is very explainable looking at her backstory. But I also like how she is not following her around like a puppy, which I thought would be something which would be common in this movie. I thought Miss Marvel would follow her around like a puppy, but I also like how they didn't do this, because it shows that she is not defined by her fangirliness over Captain Marvel. And if anything, this is a sign of character development. Now, as stupid as this sounds, it does add a sense of like behind the curtain character development. Now, when I say that, I mean it's character development like that isn't rather that it's rather interpreted. It is slightly. Yeah, it's interpreted in your own way, but it's actually, I don't know how to explain this. It's like it's what it's supposed to be interpreted into. You don't tell them that this is a sign of we don't tell them that this is a sign of character development. It's like sprinkled in there as a sub element, I guess. But that's why I mentioned it, because I thought it would be there's something to unravel there. I mean, I don't know if I have unraveled there. If I have, please do let me know. I think that would show that I've done a good job with this review. That's only taken about 2 months, but hey, here it is. But yeah, I'm glad that's I'm glad we get some of this, especially in this kind of movie. So yeah. Oh god, this was painful beyond belief. Carol and Monica has a very complex relationship. That is not a lie. Now, in this movie, it is very obvious that there is tension between the two characters, but Miss Marvel is always there to enlighten every mood. Now, in this movie, it does reflect on the time that has been missed between each character and how Monica is salty about it, which is not exactly a surprise. And it is very explainable. Now, the scene where Monica sees what happened to her mum didn't actually grease the wheels, but by the end, forgiveness and love were restored, which I think is quite a good character thing between the two. Now, in Carol and Monica's relationship, even in the first movie, was so light-hearted and so and I love how they reference Aunt Carol, because they were basically family. Now, it also shows how much they do love each other like a family. And also, when Carol says I will come back for you, and Monica's basically been traumatized by this, and that brainwave scene when Monica witnesses her death, that can obviously only put a strain on their complex relationship. So yeah, it is weird, but I also get it, and it is very good to have in this movie. I do think that's one of the main aspects of this movie that we're never gonna go unnoticed, that's for sure. But I'm also, as I said, I'm glad that we've got it, and it's all been sorted now. kind of, because there was a bit of approval at the end, however. I'm still a bit confused. Yeah, the Battle of Aladna. Now, this scene was a sign of progression within the team, but it also shows that, what Captain Marvel was doing in her spare time. While she said I was a bit occupied, which was singing and dancing and then having a fake marriage. Confusing, am I right? Now, a very interesting way to spend your time. That's just me. But in this battle, it shows each of them is still not functioning and they are corresponding their powers properly, but putting each other in a bad position. But at least they won. They did win. Kind of, but I mean, they did get the Kree did get the water, but I would say they won on the physical heroic stands. They definitely won. However, if it comes to the objective for the Kree, they definitely lost. So I would say there was a medium to high success rate, but hey, I mean, at least they didn't go fully dead. I mean, they got some water supply, but I don't think that's gonna last forever. I mean, if it does, I'll be incredibly amazed. I mean, I don't know how much the Kree drink, but water is a need everywhere. So I'm not too sure how that works together. But hey, I don't work here. I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. Yes, Goose and his kids. I was actually confused. I didn't know if Goose was a male or female. I had to search that one up. Oof. Now, when this was built up, I thought it was like a threat of of Skrulls. The Skrulls were taking over and they were taking it back. But no, it would just set up another storyline. But this was even better. Goose had children. Yes. Goose has children now. Now, so, I mean, I thought I was going to add this as a separate slide, but I thought it would be perfect. Now, I mean, the Sabres say they're, prepared for everything, but this was definitely not one of them. Now, they were very underprepared for this kind of situation, and they did end up, the Goose's children ended up saving Sabre, so take notes here. By the way, yeah, just a bit of a question. Who are the real heroes here, the Cats or the Sabre? So it's a hard argument, but I'm going to say Sabre on this one. I'm going to say the Cats on this one. Now, I also remember that each of these cats need names. I do think I may be the best person to do so, but none of them were given names. I would like to name the cats. See, okay, we'll call the ginger one Rob. Let's think of this. Frederick, but instead of the K, we'll have a C, and then we'll have the little the grey one in the corner, Bobbery. Jeremiah for the blue grey one at the top, and then I see a little bunny-eared one. We'll call that Leonard. Yeah, I think I'm definitely the best person to be naming cats right now. Hey. Or maybe other one Maverick, Goose Maverick. I think that would be a good +1. Now, yes, the final moments was Marvel's v Darben. Now, this was a very worthwhile battle, but it was also very short, and it was ruined because mainly we saw it all in the trailers, which I'm kind of annoyed about, but it was still very action-packed. Now, but this also shows how the team building has improved since when they've all met each other, or again, because yeah. Anyway, now they were also riffing off each other's powers. I'll use mine, and then I'll use yours. But this scene I don't get. I mean, Captain Marvel's not using her powers, but Photon is, and so is Miss Marvel. I mean, unless I've got a glimpse of them not teleporting, but I'm still confused. Now, but yeah. Now this also shows and this also shows us to say the team building as they riff off each other, which is to say as a form of growth. And when they are fighting in Aladna, this is definitely in Aladna they were not exactly still riffing off each other, but they were especially compared to this, but they were still kind of doing it. Now this also is a very quick battle, and unfortunately, it was good there, but there was no denying that all of it was in the trailers. Now, this also shows how cruel Darben is. Because how could you kill a teenager? I mean, like, have a bit of heart. Who would you kill? Like, if you, I'm gonna kill the teenager with a Roman, with like the accuser, hammer, and squash it, just because I would like your son, please. No, not the child, the big red thing in the sky. So very, very weird offer, but hey, I'm not gonna judge. Just it's very weird, and we'll fly away. Yes, this Darben's death, as I say, was quite an inevitable thing. Now, this death alone just shows how powerful those with bangles can be, but also how drunk with power Darben was from the very start of this movie. Now, this was expected, as she was the meaning of drunk with power. I mean, there's a few in the DCEU, but this one was on a whole nother level. Now, she was very controlling as well, and she was a Cree person, and her death was very expected. When she put on the first bangle, you knew she was dead, and that was the very first moments of the movie. So, good on you. And she sort of needed to die for the storyline to work, but in the end, there was no doubt that in the possible future, she may be coming due to the potential variants now. I mean, we got, this was like proof, like the upcoming, as I say in the post-credit scene video, go and watch that. Like, it's weird. I mean, we have variants now, she could return. I really hope she doesn't. She was not a good villain. She was a very weird one, and a very confusing one for that matter. Yeah. Yeah, Monica's sacrifice. This was cool. Now, no, that did not come out right. Monica's sacrifice was as I say, it was great for character development. Wasn't not cool. It was quite sad, actually. Now, the show's great character development because as much as we like assume that the kind of character Monica was a true sacrificial hero, the evidence of this was quite true. I mean, it shows this that is true. Now, this was very emotional because, throughout the whole movie, it was no secret that there was a strain in Monica and Carol's relationship. But this was on another level of emotion, that is. I mean, she was also in another universe. I mean, this was on a whole another universe of emotion. I can't make that joke anymore. It's just really bad. Now, as I say, this sets up the post-credit scene, but I also like the emotion that is shown between Photon and Carol, because they finally are able to accept that, okay, yeah, we grew apart, but we're still family. Now, so I think that's very important as well. Now, this did get this, as I said, this did set up the post-credit scene, which was amazing. Now, that is for sure. But the question is, will she get back home? What will happen? Anyone have any thoughts? Will she get back home? Nobody knows. The Young Avengers setup, yes. Now, this was very unexpected, but I am glad that we got the confirmation that this is finally coming, and we've got the necessary people for a Young Avengers movie in the MCU. Then we just need to do the quick matching. Also, we forgot, everyone's forgetting Nova. We have What If? Why not have Nova? Now, however, yeah, as I say, we are missing a couple crucial candidates like Nova. Maybe a couple of others, but I'm not that annoyed about that. Nova I am, but Nova has been teased for a while, and I think that it would be perfect addition, especially with the fact that he is getting a solo movie soon, which is very cool. Now, we also only have a couple more movies, and then it is Secret Wars time, which is terrifying. But I'm also kind of glad that we've got the Secret Wars coming, because then we get to see either the Beyonder or Doctor Doom, one of the other. Maybe God Emperor Doom. Nobody knows. I mean, apparently they're talking about Secret Wars being in 2 movies. I don't know. Oh my God, I've got brain. Yes, okay. 8.2. It was not bad. It wasn't a bad movie as I thought it was, but it was a meh, in the sense that it was an interesting movie. Now, the ending does set up for the future of the MCU, but not actually Captain Marvel specifically. Now, it was an alright movie, as I say, and some people are saying that it isn't good by any means, but I think that's just mainly because they went in with a very, it wasn't the greatest. That's not a lie. However, like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like it came out, I want my money back. But sure, it wasn't the best, but it was a good superhero movie. It's like Shazam! Fury of the Gods. It's a good movie. It's a good superhero movie. It's not a good MCU movie. I mean, 2023 was no one's year. But 2024, let's turn over a new leaf, have we? Fan theories? Oh, yay, and I already see a spelling error. Okay, now, fan theories. First one, we never actually knew that what happened to Hala, but there could be something interesting in store for that particular planet. This new MCU change is amping up to the introduction of Doctor Doom. There is no clue in the existence of Latveria, but there is still an inhabitable world that is up for grabs, and that would be Hala. There is already good resources, and so this would be a good idea. I kind of like that. It's very unlikely, but I like that theory. It's also like really just chill. I like that. Now, the big Kraken at the end of the movie would bring much attention to people in space, especially the Celestials. However, there is another being that would realize this is because it is also close between two worlds, and this guy would get lunch and dinner. Oh my God! Whoever wrote this really knows how to write. Okay, I love how he says that he's got like this. Got lunch and dinner. Okay, you know what? Hands up for this guy. Okay, now, but do you know who I'm talking about? It would be obvious to think that the Kraken, the splits in the multiverse, would attract the Galactus, which would create a good storyline for the Fantastic Four movie leading into Avengers: Secret Wars. That's actually a really good idea. I really like that. I think that'd be a great storyline. So, that crack, we need to solve it before someone ends up eating the whole universe and another. Now, furthering the idea that this will attract Galactus. Oh, wait, what? I think that someone already knew about him, and that is why Saber was out in space. Ooh, not only that, I think that Darben knew about Galactus as well. While there's no idea of how this could be the case, it would also be logical to think why Saber was there, which is to find a planet-eating celestial. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't rank these. These are all really good and really logical. I like all of these. Oh my God. I can't rank them. They're actually all so good, and they have such good merit as well. Okay. Well, everyone, that is the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and welcome to 2024, everyone. And I'm sorry this review take a long time, but I guess it's here anyway, so there's no point in dwelling on the past. Well, everyone, I do hope you all have a great New Year's, and I do hope you all have a great day. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you would like to see on the channel. Stick around for the rest of the week because we've got some news videos coming out, and then next week we're straight back to the regular uploading 3 times a week. Well, 4, I can't count. But everyone, as I say, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.